Hello everyone, and welcome to Shadow of a Glimmerwood. I'm Michael, I use he, him pronouns, and I'll be your Dungeon Master tonight. It's a one-shot, and a hopefully wholesome, but maybe I can change that. We'll see. But most importantly, let's meet the players and their characters. So, Tom, tag you it.
Oh, no. Hello. Hello, everyone. My name's Tom. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Cinerus. You'll meet him later, but now I'm going to throw over to Evie.
No! I knew it was going to be me. Hi, I'm Evie. As just mentioned, I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Olinari, who also uses she, her pronouns. And I'm going to throw it over to Talia.
Oh, hello, it's Talia here, playing. Hi, yes. She, her, or as is Amanita Springblossom.
Also,
Oh,
yes. Come on in, boss. What do you got to say?
I'm just doing cute.
You took down cues. It's a distraction.
Hi everyone. My name's Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and if you're hoping for a super serious session tonight, I apologise now because I am playing Steven Seagull. I will leave the rest to your imagination. Both of us use he, him pronouns.
Are we the same person, Talia?
I feel that we have established that highly possibly.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same energy levels as well.
I missed that completely because I was looking at myself on the camera because I'm vain. What did I miss?
We both dabbed exactly at the same time and with the exact same energy.
For future me and for the kobolds, there will be a full widescreen of that. Now, I am playing Steven Seagull. I will leave the rest to your imagination. Both of us use he, him pronouns.
That's absolutely wild. That's actually one of the most shocking things that's happened.
And I guess at this point, let's
that's the game.
Our sponsors.
Yeah.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited roll-together dice. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase.
Big love to our D20 club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
And welcome back. So, I need you to all do me a favor and imagine yourself soaring high above the majestic high forest. A vast sea of emerald green. But as you glide gracefully on the wind currents, you notice a unique area where the trees seem even more vibrant and alive. This is your home, the Glimmerwood Sanctuary, a hidden gem nestled deep within this ancient forest. You swoop down through the layers of dense foliage, rich with the scents of damp earth and wildflowers. The air is filled with the sounds of nature, rustling leaves, distant calls of wildlife, and the soft running of hidden streams and rivers. Breaking through the canopy, you enter the serene glade. Here, the ancient trees part to reveal Glimmerwood Sanctuary outpost, a blend of nature and craftsmanship. The structures are made from wood and stone, seamlessly integrated with the surrounding environment. Vines and flowering plants climb the walls, their vibrant colours adding the outpost's beauty. Settling next to our lovely players, currently starting your mornings in this beautiful space. Please describe your characters and what they might be doing first thing in the morning. Josh.
Turn around, Josh. First is last.
So the first thing that you hear in the morning is a loud and in the I don't know if you heard that, but I turned away from the mic so I didn't deafen anybody.
It got swallowed. I think you're going to have to do it really gently into your mic.
But amplified by a lot, because I don't want to make anybody go deaf. In the courtyard-ish area or out on a greenery, there is a 5'2" seagull Aarakocra dressed in very monkish type clothing and is in the garden area doing various different hand motions and like morning routines and taekwondo, and every now and then we'll just stop, look up and go Caw! And then go back to doing it. Seagull, white feathers, big yellow beak, really buff, although he's not got a very high strength score, but he's looks like he's been eating a bit too much between films. I mean, looks like he's been eating a bit too much between training sessions. That's me.
Evie.
Cool. Orinari is within the glade, probably. What do dragon turtles eat? Like?
I think anything from a ship's hull to meat and vegetables, but I'm going to take an idea from this adorable person that records their like massive tortoise that they look after, and they like constantly feed it cactus leaves. So you have these like obnoxiously big cactus leaves. Like the spines on them would be enough to pierce someone in half. Like they're huge.
Cool. I've got a cart of those that Olinari is just trying to with a lot of difficulty, but has done this a lot, trying to wheel it towards the lake where her dragon turtle ward that is hibernating is currently waiting for its noms. Orla is a, how do you say that, Kalashtar rogue warlock. Is about like 5'6", maybe, with long dark hair with just a strip of blue at the front, done in a plait, with a very big dark scarf that's kind of covering half of her face. Very weak and kind of sickly looking. Like, it does not think that she does not looks like a strong breeze is going to blow her away at any moment.
Oh no. What's Cinerus up to?
Cinerus. So Cinerus is going around the. I think there's like where the path is leading out into the woods. There are a selection of round, like they're about the size of like a human fist-sized nuts, and these are known as wooka seeds. And he sort of picks them up, gives them a rattle, and most of them, when they rattle, light up. And he's like, oh, great, okay, great. Because that's what these seeds do, that once you shake them, they are a source of light for a minute. So it's like he's just checking the lights, putting them out. And a few of them have gone bad, and he's like, no, not that one. Puts it in. I think as all is passing, he sort of like a little bit puts it on the cart to be like, that'll be great. No, I think they'll like that. Yeah, so mostly just thumbs up back. Is probably stronger than her, so doesn't do a high five. That's a bit much. That'll be a bit too much. Sinner is probably about like 5'6" as well. Grey Harrigan. His ears, he's sort of like pulled back a bit, so they're not in the way, but they're still sort of popping up. He's like, that's true. Yes. Also is wearing basically a little jacket, a bit like if you're going, I want to say like if you're going out on safari or something, you need a little jacket with all your pockets, which is full of, he's got snacks, he's got string, he's got bits of metal, he's got nice rocks. Just having a lovely day while a seagull screams.
So cute.
And then the and delightful Amanita.
Hello. So, I think in my little slightly shady corner, I'm just lying on the grass, just vibing. So I'm kind of surrounded by a bunch of shambling mounds and some lizards and some dinosaurs, and I've got my little kind of drake companion with leaves coming out of it, kind of right next to me, and we're just kind of having some little fungal vibes going on. We're just feeling good. Yes, Amanita Springblossom is a halfling. Do that. Dressed like I legitimately was doing today. This is not a costume. These are my actual clothes.
Describe for the podcast.
Describe for the podcast. I am wearing a little bandana with toadstools, earrings, and a necklace, also with Amanita toadstools. Peasant blouse, white purse, a yellow dress over top of a green skirt. And a waist belt. So that's her armor. It's kind of a little wide hide waist belt with then pockets in it that comes up from like just her bust to her hips. Do that. And yeah, sensible boots, sir. Always sensible boots.
Always sensible boots.
And gloves to go and feed the dragons with. So she's just having a very nice time. Just having a little party.
At this point, whether you're busy, whether you're training, whether you're doing your Tai Chi first thing in the morning, you hear a melodious chime echo throughout the glade and outwards towards anybody who may be prepping to push their cart full of cactus out to the lake. This is a call to the Central Lodge. It's very familiar to you. Do you want to respond right away?
It seems rude not to. You know, is that a let's have a communication, or is it that's an emergency kind of chime? Or
it can be both, but when it comes to kind of like the druids and rangers, it could be that someone has just baked the best loaf of bread and needs everybody to immediately come see it, or it's like a death emergency. There's like not a huge amount of in between.
I'm laughing because it's not come and have a slice, it's come and see it. She's just like, look at this. You're like, oh yeah, that's great. And they're like,
it's like I've been preparing this sourdough starter for 1,000 years.
They're like, great, you can go now. Like, yeah. I think I'll sort of look around and I'm like, all right, so she's vibing and she's pushing. He's it. I guess it's me. Harrigan sort of jump, hop, land. How? There's not a telephone, is there, Mike? Hello?
Hello, is this a bread incident again?
It's happened again. There's too much sourdough. Oh, no.
What are we going to do?
Do you want to make a perception check, everybody?
Yeah. $24.
Ooh. Hello.
I've got good peepers, I do.
Or was it anyone could make one?
Anybody, everybody's welcome to
Ooh,
get
I
one.
got a 26.
Oh, even more.
Oh, she's got better peepers than me.
Perception competition.
I realised I forgot to go and add my pet companion, to my D&D sheet, but Her name is Megan.
Oh. Is that the Drake then, Megan?
Yes, the Drake is called Megan.
Oh.
I just don't know.
I don't know why.
That's
It is her name.
Oh, I know why, and it's because I like Pokemon, but...
Steven Siegel, what was your perception check? We'll pop back to...
5.
5. You are, like, locked in. This is the most, you know... Oh, you think you might just find inner peace or poo yourself. You're not entirely sure which one.
Both could work.
They often go hand in hand.
And Amanita, what was your perception check?
I rolled a 9, but Megan rolled a natural 20.
Yay,
okay.
Megan!
So between the two of you plus Megan, you can see quite a lot of druids, rangers, and wardens running around looking a little bit rushed. Now, everything in this place happens either in the AM or PM. So you don't go, oh, I'll meet you at 10 o'clock. They'll be like, I'll see you in the morning. It's, I'll see you in the afternoon. And everybody walks around like, instead of a nice normal jaunt at 3 miles an hour, everybody walks at 1 mile. Everything kind of happens in Sanctuary time. So to see people walking at a brisk pace is like concerning. There's no panic as such or like over worry in people's faces, but people are walking normal speed.
Can we hear any discomfort from any animals? Any cries of concern?
With the 24, 26 and that 20, the dire elk that are currently at the lake are not sticking around, and you can hear the sort of like the thumping of their hooves as they sort of move out, and it's a large herd of about 100 that you have currently, and they're currently moving outwards towards the thicker forest, leaving sort of the semi-naturally cleared fields that you have, because you also have small areas of farmland as well.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. Look at like some of the other, and then realise that's Steven.
Yes.
Steven.
Can I help you, Cinerus?
There seems to be a bit of a concern that the elks are going for a run, and everyone else is moving at quite a speed. So I'm wondering if we might be in a bit of a pickle.
Right, I shall follow your lead, and I'm just going to follow you by doing this.
Oh, I do have. I think I'm wearing like a little badge. I do have the badge this time. So turn to the other two and I'm like, right, probably should go work out what's going on, right?
Olinari just kind of looks around and realizes that everyone's moving and just kind of does a drops it and just goes, yep.
Good. Turn to the shambling mound and the dragon and the did you hear that one? Need to go. See, yeah, you're up.
Just getting poked up. Like my back, I think it's Megan's just kind of just getting her head in, just poking. Right. Oh, you look really combobulated.
Oh, I am. So there's a lot of people, and they're running around, and also the elks, and we know how clever the elks are. I think if the elks can tell there's trouble, then we might be in trouble. So we probably should go investigate as a team.
Okay.
I think I've tried to give the others badges to be... Basically, he's thinking of it like being like, I don't know, the Octonauts or something, and being like, yeah, we're a group that goes helps. And it's like, you don't have to wear the badges. I mean, it's fun to be part of a club. And then maybe we could get other badges, you know. Maybe not for fighting. We would never fight the animals, but, you know, basically, like the scouts.
Before Tom begins a whole canonized civil war with the badges or something else, let's get to the lodge, shall we?
Yeah, should we actually
I can see you going down the rabbit hole, and we need to hold you back.
I'm a Harrigan. That's passive aggressive. That is.
Very different species.
I'm bigger. Yeah, we don't breed. I don't. Anyway, yes. Should we keep going with the plot?
So, at the heart of the outpost stands the central lodge, and it's built around a massive ancient oak tree. The building itself is constructed from rich dark wood, with large windows offering panoramic views of the surrounding forest. You can see pretty much every section of the sanctuary outpost from the central lodge. You enter into the lodge. The doors are always wide open, and birds flutter through in and out, and sort of large bugs of no specific details sort of go around and about, doing their things and living their best lives. In the middle, there is this sort of green, really light, fine smoke, and sort of stood in the sort of middle of it, quite hard to make out right now, as you hear like that's some good shit. Is this elderly elf druid called Elder Velderin, or Welderin Velderin to his friends. He has silver hair, piercing green eyes, and wears a robe adorned with leaves and vines and huge mushrooms. He's calm. In fact, maybe some people would say maybe too calm all the time, and is always smiling and having the best day ever. And he's stood sort of just next to these beautiful wooden wind chimes that he clearly was just ringing. And he looks towards you and he's like, blows the smoke away. He's like, you don't want to breathe that one in. Oh, dude.
Is it good? Did you do a good one this time?
Oh, I mean, couldn't take a Turk.
Oh, no. Oh, Struth, no.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, we're going to be here all day.
Olinari has kind of shrunk further into her scarf. Just kind of big eyes. Ah.
She doesn't toke. It's not.
Well, thank you for coming so quickly. I mean, you actually walked at a normal pace. Radical. We got a problem.
Oh, no.
The creatures are freaking out. And something is happening. I've not... Excuse me, I don't think I can keep this up.
He says in character, actually, this is actually quite serious, guys, so if you could stop getting high for just like a minute.
We've got a super problem. I need you to go out and find the rangers and find out what's going on, man. We need to take this seriously. I might even encourage you to run.
Oh, no. Stagger back a bit. Run in the forest. Oh, that's not safe. That. Oh.
Well, that sounds like that is very serious.
I need you to head east. The last person we saw around there was Lyra, and well, she's young, knows her shit, but I want you to go back her up, find out what's going on. And once you do, come try this new shit.
So I'm just going to go and clarify. So we woke up this morning, we stepped outside, and we've taken a real deep breath of this, and then I've gotten quite high, and you want us to go into the Rangers and say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I don't see anything wrong with that. That seems... Yeah, Orla, did you have a question?
I established a psychic link with person who is giving us the information who is incredibly high. Who probably doesn't even remember their own name at this rate. But just in his head. His head? Yeah.
Say that again, sorry.
In his head?
Yeah.
Just gets, do I have time to feed Shelley first?
Oh, don't worry. I'll get it done. So
He doesn't like you.
Yeah, not many people do, but hey, all I need to do is like shove it in the water, right?
No. She's hibernating. You need to let her know it's. Maybe I'll just do it on the way.
Whatever you need to do. So good. And at this point, like, you're not entirely sure whether his eyes are open or not. He's like that, squinting that much. He's like, oh, what if I just change the strain? And then he begins to sort of like play around with his magical sort of like spores that perforate from his fingers, and a whole tray of like mushrooms behind it begin growing. And he's like, just go find what's going on. It's probably chill, and you'll have the rest of the day to chill out and do your thing and protect nature.
Protect nature.
Also, you should try this mushroom. We found it in the woods and it smells.
Whoa! And then he just goes off making weird, like, radical noises.
Right.
Insert radical noises here.
Oh, rad! Tumley!
Tumley?
Why is it I got Donald Trump vibes off of him?
Oh, no, he's too cool for that.
He's too cool. Trump would never pass, you know? It just...
Hey.
Yeah. Anyway.
Moving swiftly on.
Swiftly on. Right, yeah, so... Evie, which direction do you think Shelley is?
Probably tangential to where we need to go, I'd say. So it's like kind of on the way, but needs a deviation probably.
Well, I think it's important that we don't forget about the other animals while we're trying to take care of the animals we got. So I think if we're all willing to help, we could help feed Shelley. Well, at least carry stuff, make it
There's
easier.
a psychic link with Cinerus. If you all help me to push the cart, we could probably get it done like 4 times quicker than I usually get it done. Please, maybe.
You're welcome. Fact, thumbs up. Right, okay, so...
I love that Amanita's just in the back.
Amanita is rocking out.
Amanita doesn't know what's going on, but everyone else is doing thumbs up, so is she.
I really want to see things from her point of view, where everything's just like colours and just
lollipops, lollipop.
Stephen stood a bit too close to the druid when they were blowing the smoke out and ended up inhaling a load of it.
Oh no, they're all
So just stood there like this at the minute,
just
eyes wide open.
turn back to all like, oh, I think they're all high now. But we can, yes, we can. Right, focus, both of you. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the food to Shelley, and then we are going to go and we are going to find our friends, and then we can all get high and and enjoy a very big meal. Sound good?
Disney music here.
I can make you like a really calming tea, Olinari, if you want. No drugs at all.
You hear psychic link again, just not speaking.
Oh.
I like tea.
Yeah, it's only fun if the other people consent. If you don't want it, you don't need to have it. So I can make you a nice herbal tea.
Okay, people won't start getting naked again, will they? That was a weird party.
I yelled at them after. Again, it's only fun if everyone in the vicinity consents to it. And if someone's uncomfortable, they shouldn't be doing it. They can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
those people remember I'm there.
It's fine. Megan can stand on them.
I can stand. Oh, I can stand on. Megan can stand on people. Yes, Megan's looking out for me. Okay,
So,
sure.
Let's insert a walk and talk scenario here.
Walk.
You pass out of the Weldrin passes. You hear the flump of wood as Weldrin finishes whatever he was doing in there. surround. You head out of the lodge and follow the garden paths back. Scattered around are smaller buildings, each serve like a very specific purpose. Nothing here that is humanoid interfered is there without a very good reason. It's a very sort of important rule for you all. There's rangers' quarters. There's a cozy structure with balconies overlooking the training grounds. The healer's huts where herbs and potions and are meticulously prepared, and stables specifically for various creatures, mainly to rest and recuperate. They're not really for like keeping animals. Which a new resident, Tom J, who is currently running across the main courtyard after about 12 goats, screaming "not again," is having a real hard time at the moment.
He'll never learn. He'll never learn. You don't yell at the goats.
Yeah. You don't try to keep goats in stables. They just will never stay in.
People sent him too many goats.
It's a problem. It's a real issue.
Just keep magically apparating out of thin air.
Well, it's become a thing now since I did it to Talia, that in every single one of my games, one of our players needs to become canonized at some point. So tag, you're it, Tom. Not
Tom
again.
Oh no, the goats. And he's also not got the goats like standing on him. He's like, get off! What are you doing?
So now you know where the goats are going. I mean, they're going to a great place.
Yeah, it's great.
So the winding paths that you're following, nothing. There's a saying in the natural world where nothing natural is a straight line, and this place certainly follows that rule. The winding paths are lined with glowing luminescent mushrooms and small hand-carved stone lanterns. Beautifully maintained gardens burst with a riot of colours, rare flowers, medicinal herbs, and most importantly, the ancient trees. And just outside of that, the sanctuary is just alive with creatures. Deer graze peacefully. Colourful birds flirt between trees, and small forest animals scurry along paths, unafraid of the humanoid presence. We get back to the untouched cart that is currently full of these huge cactus leaves. You're only about maybe 120 to 150 foot to the sort of the base of the lake. Do you go ahead and just crack on and push it along, following, or Ola, or are you trying your own tactic?
I mean, Ola has asked if we all can help. Again, this is from like looking at the other two are just looking at me with the glazed look of just like, I mean, do either of you feel strong? You want to help Ola give a push, or?
I go to start pushing. It moves incredibly slowly with just me.
Yeah, I rolled not well. I rolled a 4 total.
I will roll a strength 11. Just.
If it makes you feel any better, I rolled a 2 total on strength, which is what I don't know why this is my job, because I can't do it.
Megan
it takes
rolled
me all day.
Megan rolled a 22.
As strength.
I mean,
right?
with a 22, none of you have to help. Megan can just do it.
Just roll up my feathers ready to come over and help, and Megan starts pushing. I'm like, okay.
Well done, Megan. Just as this tiny little dragon just pushes. Like, okay.
Looks at you both for consent, and then gives a little nuzzle either way, and then just pushes this trolley.
Oh.
So
Gives Megan a scritch.
you come to the water's edge, and you sort of slide the cart just to an angle so it doesn't just roll straight into the water. Just to the naked eye, or to someone passing above if they were to, It just looks like a lake with a quite large island in the middle. The island has shrubbery, trees growing on it. It looks like there's a couple of alligators sat sort of like relaxing on the side. But to Ola's eyes, that's the shell. As this creature has been here for so long, nature has taken back where it settled, and the shell has slowly, over the hundreds of years, slowly grown fauna once again, or flora. I can never remember which one that is. But the head is facing towards the sanctuary. So where you are, although you would know that diving down and pretty much only about 20 foot down and away is the main head of this beautiful dragonkin.
I kind of direct the party to kind of start tipping it into the water. And I just say into probably Cineris's head, who is de facto leader on this, because he actually has energy for this.
Somehow.
Yep.
I had a good night's sleep. I wasn't part of the naked dancing.
It's a good time once I move them out to a different place.
Hard cut to Cineris in bed with like some small glasses reading a book. shaking his head.
It is like a traveller's guide to the Feywild. I was like, oh bloody hell! Oh, that's rough.
Yes, I say to you, okay, if you could just tip them slowly into the water, I'll dive down and let Shelley know that we're here, and then she'll just start eating of her own accord.
Great.
Okay, it won't be 5 minutes. I just unwrap the very, very, very long scarf. Underneath, you can see that Olenari's face is kind of bloodless, and she doesn't look very well, bless her.
Oh, no.
But she looks excited to start diving, and she does a flawless dive into the water.
You dive, and I'm not going to make a roll out of that. You dive down, and you sort of swiftly, you know the pathway through the kelp in the lake expertly, and you bring, I mean, they are bigger than you, but once they're in the water, they're very weightless, so they're quite easy for you to move. And probably quite a drastic change in your movement compared to how you would probably feel on land. You're so much more powerful and strong and confident in the water. And you take the food down, and even though it's just the head is gargantuan. It's huge. It is almost difficult to describe how big. I mean, you wouldn't even be the same size as its eye if it were to be opened, which is probably one of your dreams, as it's never opened its eyes yet.
I bet they're beautiful.
Can you make me an animal handling at advantage?
Okay, advantage was good because one was a 2, but one was a 19.
Oh.
And that 19 is for a 23.
Beautiful.
How do you indicate to her that food is sort of there?
I kind of rub her cheek a little bit and form a psychic link with her and just say, "Good morning, Shelley. Breakfast is ready," as I kind of try and nudge her towards where the food is.
So you don't get words, you always get feelings back, which is very typical of sort of either semi-sentient or, in this point, although this creature is a sentient creature, when they're hibernating, you only get certain. And it's just this every single time, it's less about like, oh, yay, food, or oh, I'm sad, or oh, I've got a funny tummy. It's more just this permanent sense of like a mother, like when you hug your mum when you've not seen her for a couple of months or weeks. It's always just this really comforting, safe feeling. And that's that feeling that it rushes over you. It can be overwhelming sometimes if you've not seen her. Let's say you've been out on a trek for a couple of weeks or something, and you come back. But this time you've been with her for probably a fair bit of time, and I doubt you leave very often anyway. But yeah, acknowledgement there, and she sort of slowly opens her mouth and like the sort of like nub end of her jaw sort of like nicks the end of the cactus, and it just sort of slowly flows in. Everything happens in like slow-mo. But she happily takes it, and you get those comforting feelings as they sort of slowly dissipate as you begin to return to the surface.
I do return. I kind of shake off the water and re-wrap the scarf. I'm like, okay, Shelley's fed, so you can go for the emergency now.
Right,
Again,
good.
psychic link, just to Cenerus.
Right, that's great. Yeah, no, she's good. She's all right.
Yeah, she's sleepy, but she's doing well.
Oh, that's great. That's really nice. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so okay, right. Emergency. Right, you ready? Finger guns. Right.
Yeah, let's go.
Everyone's so sleepy today. It's just a nice chill day, and hopefully
I'm super awake.
you sure are. Yeah. Just as I look at you, as you don't blink. Right.
Yeah, Amanita's reached stage 2.
Yeah.
Welder and Veldrin passed out before making it. Amanita's just ploughed on through.
Solid. Adding that fungus, it's taking it to the next. For those who can't see, Amanita is basically throwing it down old style, just having a little rave.
Yeah, right now you're running on an extra D4 on any ability check, so just
Yeah.
So you head east. I hope I said east.
Yes.
And you cut sort of around the lakeside, and although humanoids live here, there is no tracks anywhere. There's no paths. There's nothing. This place is it's a kind of a no-no. Never take the same path, as you don't want to create unnatural roadways. But you head through, and you can see there's sort of like plenty of spaces you can cut through without creating any sort of like permanent disruption or having to cut anything down. You push through, and you head towards, and your heart sort of slows down a bit. Amanita, you sort of, I don't want to say come down because maybe we're crossing the veil slightly there, but you're relaxing a little bit more, and a somber and tense mood sort of comes about you, which doesn't belong in the sanctuary. With the sounds of water and chirping birds contrasting with this grim feeling, you head to what should be a serene clearing with a small pond in the center. The grass is still lush and green, but the peaceful scene is married by the bloody body of one of your hippogriffs. Ranger Lyra has taken a knee next to the creature. Lyra is a young human ranger with a keen eye for detail, and famously sort of is very much relied upon when it comes to scouting, keeping track of the animals, and reporting when migrations are happening and coming across the sanctuary. She's got sort of blonde, slicked back, like oiled hair that's kept really tight and tidy at the back. Blonde, sort of that classic, like you think maybe her hair was brown, but because she spends all of her time outside, her hair sort of almost bleached. Tanned skin, green eyes, and we're just wearing simple sort of ranger clothing. Nothing complex about her. It's her skills that speak for herself, not the sort of equipment she uses. She sort of glances to the side. She doesn't fully look at you. It's like clearly she probably realized you were there way before you sort of opened into this clearing. And she stands, and you can see there's clearly like water in her eyes. She maybe was upset at one point, but at this point turns and gives like a slight bow to you as druids, and takes a step back and sighs.
Oh no! We're so sorry. Our condolences. That's horrid. That's
I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the shock. I just can't seem to focus. I've sent word. I'm assuming. Are you here to take over?
Yeah. No. Right. We don't want to push you, but anything you can tell us about like how you found them, or
The first thing I noticed was the birds all out of nowhere panicked. You know, like when one of the older rotten trees falls and startles the birds and the trees in some cases to sort of move along. But when I arrived, I couldn't find what had disturbed it. But something startled them, and by the time I arrived here, the blood's still warm. But I don't know what happened to her. She was, last I saw, she was fine. In fact, we were hoping to direct a mate towards her at some point, but...
What was her name?
It's quite hard to pronounce. It's Elvish, but it's Shisha.
Sisha.
But to happen this close to the sanctuary, for the context, this is probably only about 2-3 miles from the sanctuary, which for the hundreds of miles, acres and acres and acres and acres that you have, that is very close to the sanctuary. And the sanctuary, for the context as well, is pretty as central as it can be in the woods.
So is this still sort of like under our protection, or the?
Well, this entire area is classed as the sanctuary.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the animals or monsters that you're rehabilitating or looking after or caring for would usually be in around a 10-mile radius of the sanctuary. You assign longer. That's when you travel for months to go to other parts. And there are other outposts, but this is your sort of the home as such. I think you might be versed a bit more on what could have happened to her. I'll go report to Elder Felderin.
No, that sounds a good idea. Yeah.
I'll try to catch up with you. I should be able to find you wherever you go. Just so you know, the disturbance seems to have pathed further up east, to the Rockies, as far as I can tell. But some rather dark clouds are sort of taken over the pathway, so I haven't been able to track much else. Keep safe. And she sort of runs her hand over her hair, and she pulls out like a small clematis flower, and she just passes it to Orla, and she says to place on the hippogriff, and bows again, and you sort of blink once, and she's like disappeared, and you can't even see the movement of the plants or brush as she just disappears back off.
Pin the flower with my scarf to just keep it safe. Then I guess kneel down by the hippogriff, you said? And kind of examine the body.
You can choose to make either a nature or investigation. You're welcome to kind of pass it out between each other and take a side each.
I'd like to help if I can.
Yeah. So you could help with the nature or investigation, and then on the other side, you can do the same thing.
I did want to look to see if there is any. So it doesn't look. Again, it doesn't look like it was a natural death with all the blood.
No.
But I'm trying to see if there is any kind of thing in her passed on from whatever killed her. So the equivalent of like something got magical rabies and then attacked her. So I want to kind of try and investigate any kind of unnatural poison or disease or something that could have affected whatever's going around and then attacking.
Okay, do you want to, I think it's kind of dealer's choice. You could claim nature or investigation, but you could even have survival if you wanted to, or I'd push perception, but you might not get as much information.
I could also give you guidance, so if you had to do 4.
They're all 3s. I'm just kind of going with the fact that I do have detect poison and disease, so using that as a ritual as my basis, and then kind of try and make the roll to kind of see what I can gain from what I learn, if anything.
I'm going to give her guidance. I'm also going to ritually cast Detect Magic. So I like to think that the two of us are kind of like sat crisscross applesauce, like going, okay, focusing.
Okay, Orla, what was the roll you'd like to make with advantage from Stephen Seagull?
Oh, with advantage, cool. Oh, that's better. And was the option nature or survival, sorry, or was it investigation?
Nature or investigation.
Okay, I'll go with nature. And that's a dirty 20.
Ooh.
Very good. Amanita?
What were my choices again? It was nature or survival or...
Perception or investigation. You can kind of dealer's choice on that one.
Okay. I'll vaguely go... Not investigation, because that's my weaker skill. Whatever gives me the best answers out of nature or survival. Oh, that's 21 with the guidance, and if you were legit about the rolling with an extra d4 at the moment.
Yeah, let's do it. Right.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, 24 there.
Very radical.
Radical. So, although this hippogriff has been ripped apart, they're almost superficial. In the sense of it was fighting, and she was certainly fighting and took a lot of scrapes, and then a lot of the more fatal, or what would be fatal, seemed to have happened post-mortem. Like it was ripped apart once it was killed. The main thing you find, specifically Amanita, but also Orla at the same time, is the insides have been turned into a mess of bubbling slag. Like the insides have totally melted down. Organs, other things, I'll stop going into too much detail. Stuff. But yeah, I sort of put those two roles together for the information, because you kind of both met what you would need to find. So yeah, to sum up, it clearly put up a fight, and a lot of the main big ripping apart happened post-mortem.
I appreciate this is probably a separate thing that maybe one of our other characters would like to do, but are there obvious kind of telltale signs of tracks away, or specific kinds of prints of, or disrupted trees or something, blue, something like that?
Yeah, that would be more investigation or perception.
I can do perception.
Yeah.
Well,
25.
As I prepare to cast guidance, I was like, oh, that's fine.
I have a +10 to perception.
Good peepers.
So Sweetness.
So, you can't see any tracks. It looks, as far as you can tell, whatever happened to this hippogriff happened in the fight, has messed up anything that could have been left around the area of the body. But that's still information, as there's no tracks entering or leaving. The other thing you do notice is a peculiar black scale that is sort of like locked underneath the hippogriff's huge claws, which I think between the nature check and these rolls, it wouldn't match any creatures currently in the reserve.
Just highlighting that Cinemas was also doing a ritual detect magic.
Yeah.
So if there's any results on that.
So you do prepare yourself, because the one thing about casting detect magic in this century is you're about to basically get hammered with like a million different things, as this place is just brimming with divine sort of natural magic. And you do kind of, as you can see the life force, or what some people would refer to like as the soul dissipating from the hippogriff. But apart from that, you cannot sense any magic that isn't coming from the forest or yourselves. There's no lasting magic.
I convey that to the party. Slightly connected to that, have the birds come back, or is it just completely clear of creatures at the moment?
You can hear them in the distance, but there's certainly none in the clearing.
I have beast speech, so I also take some time. So that's the thing. It's not like speak with animals, but I can kind of understand. Like listening to the bird song. Is it just something scary there? Is there anything else?
It's like warning, don't go near there, warning.
Scary.
The song is discordant and disrupted.
I think with that and my detect magic, I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, there's a lot going on right now.
The other thing with your detect poison, Amanita, is the small pond that was the hippogriff's main place. It seems that the blood and other things that have come from the hippogriff that sort of like bled into the pond has killed off a lot of the natural creatures that are in the pond, just with your rolls.
Okay.
We'll kind of tug at Amanita's sleeve and just psychic link again. So there's a black scale under its claws. We should probably investigate that and go stealthily if we do want to go and find what did this, right?
Yeah. That would be a good idea.
Do you recognize the scale? Is it a dragon?
Is it a dragon?
Make another nature check.
Okay.
Add a D4 again. As I'm still like, it's too much. All right, guidance. Just
Ooh. Babies, that's a 27.
27.
Yes.
Now,
They're both
the
together.
closest things would logically be dragon, but the black, if it is dragon, concerning. And there are other creatures that have scales that could meet the mark. So it's not a confirmation of not, and it certainly isn't a full confirmation of it is, but the logic is correct. You're on the right path. You just can't, even with the 27, be just like, yes, this is exactly what it is. There's too many variables still.
There's a lot of subspecies of drakekin, so I could think it could be a dragon, but it could also be something like a worm or like a really giant lizard, or like an Ankylosaurus. It could be anything. It's Drake related, but there's so many classifications.
The only other thing is what it's done to the inside of the creatures does narrow it down some more, and it does bring it closer to the dragon.
I have a question, which is, if you said that that little lake pool counted as someone's drinking pool, does that count as drink for the purposes of purify food and drink?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I yeah, it's bad for our sanctuary, but also like waters, like all this thing, and I don't want to feel bad, so I'm gonna try and purify it so it's just blood and not the toxins in it, so it can't get anywhere and also not get to Shelley.
I also have that spell, so if it needs to be like doubled up, Mike, to make it more effective, I'm happy to burn a spell slot to.
It's
a ritual.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty effective. This is your land. This is your space. You know how it should be, and that's kind of the bonus that you get. Is you know exactly what that water was and what it was made of before it was ruined, so you can return it to how it should be. You don't have to guess, and the magic then gets to be precise and not guesswork.
To help out, I open my bag of holding and I reach into it and I do the whole pull something really long out, and it's one of those nets that they use to clean pools, and I just put that into the water and I start cleaning out the pool of any gunk or anything that shouldn't be in there to help. Just dump it on the side and then shake it and put it back. I'm like the
Throw
caretaker
back
of the
anything that should
sanctuary.
be in there.
That's brilliant. Between Talia and Josh, you can both have an inspiration point.
Oh.
Aww.
So, you have your information. You have what Lyra has directed you to. What would you like to do?
Alright, so you're thinking possibility it might be something draconic. I do think it's a good idea that we don't upset whatever this thing is. Some points, because it was the Rockies, right? Right. So, I mean, do we feel up to dealing with this thing right now? I think we probably should. I mean, I'd like to see it. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe it's just scared and confused and was hungry and didn't realise. But I think we've got to be prepared to deal with this thing.
Then psychic link. I think we should go have a look, because if we've got a hurt dragon that's just lashing out, we need to deal with the problem before it gets worse.
Nod and yeah, no. Ola seems to agree.
It could be that whatever got the hippogriff, something's not healthy about it. So I think just being careful and being prepared, making sure that if we can do curatives, we can, or at least to ease it. Like, babies is really hard.
Yeah.
Creature.
Also, if it is a dragon, then my avian friends are more likely to get hurt, and I really can't have that after this has happened. So stop it or calm it. We need to do one or the other.
Right, what's the policy for animals that are being killed? Like, do we... Well, I assume we don't bury it, but we're also not just going to let this hippogriff be eaten by other animals, especially if it's...
I mean, yeah, it's part of the circle of
Yeah.
life. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But
It's
normally the only
life.
the only concern is the state of its insides.
I think that's it. Like, going, well, no, normally we'll let it be eaten, but also I assume it's not normal that hippogriff blood would poison a lake. That's definitely from the...
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
It's certainly not normal for a creature's organs to essentially boil from the inside.
I think we need to probably make sure that nothing eats this hippogriff. So I Do we burn it? No, it's probably not.
Berry means it could leach into the ground with the pot inside. Burning might work for you. You might want to do it like a trial run, because like if you burn some of the mushrooms, the smoke gets in the air and then people down the path in the airstream get ill or high depending on what we're trying to do. So
Can
this
your
might...
purify magic, can that work on blood maybe?
I mean, technically she's a food now.
Yeah, why
This is like in this game where you're like,
I
well,
love
technically,
it.
a corpse is now inanimate object. Yeah.
Let's just skip over that whole philosophy of that idea, and we'll just go yes.
I would also, if I can talk to one of the birds, I might cast Animal Messenger to send like a bird back to.
Yes, you can absolutely do that. Absolutely.
To just be like, because there's other rangers and druids, and to be like, this has happened, please dispose appropriately. Yeah, just I'll let Talia see if they can purify a poor old hippogriff, but yeah, that I'll cast that.
So do you want to have a go, or would you like to leave it to the other rangers and druids and wardens to sort of follow behind and help you?
I think I'm going to have a go, but what I'm going to do is use a version of like infestation to make basically infest the insides with mushrooms that contain the poison, but they're also so very clearly going to be poison mushrooms.
That's like the perfect way to use that sort of thing. I'm super happy. You don't have to roll. It mulches to a point where there's just a really nice pile of fertilizer that could be used elsewhere. Natural, clean, and tidy. I wouldn't say it's the nicest smelling thing. You might want to get moving, but
we all live in the woods. We're used to weird smells. Yeah.
So, do
you cut through to the boulders? And the Rockies. Well, the boulders that
to the boulders,
the Rockies.
Up to the Rockies, then to the Stonies.
I just read. I'm like, I've written two different names.
Yeah. Up to the Pebblies.
Yeah.
I think Evie's muted.
Whoops, that explains a lot.
Sorry, Evie.
That's okay.
I can see you doing this and talking. I was like,
Oh dear. I was going to say that I want to try and encourage people to do a sneaky.
Yeah, no, I'll think
we want to have a go. Does anybody want to use any support magic to help out? Or are we going just for a good old fashioned?
I am not magical in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are,
Stephen
Josh.
Oh, I am, but Stephen isn't.
Stephen is so magical.
Yeah, I don't have anything to help, unfortunately.
I do.
Everybody roll me a stealth check then, please.
Ooh.
Oh.
24.
Oh, very good.
15.
15. Keep it up.
Stakes way. Okay. I rolled a 20 and Meg rolled a 9.
Oh, Meg.
Meg has reached the giggles stage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Meg is a baby dragon and she don't know what she's doing.
Just a baby.
She's a baby dragon plant. If she stands really still, she just looks like a little... But she's not good at stealthing.
How's Stephen doing?
I rolled a 17 for a 20.
Ooh. So, you head up a sort of the forest is becoming sort of slightly sparser, and it switches more to ferns and more alpine plants that sit a little happier on rugged areas and rockeries. they're still beautiful in their own little ways, mosses, and sort of tiny little petaled mosses that have dainty little white flowers on them, things like that. Very alpine-y. But the rugged area builds up into these sort of large boulders, and the vegetation gets much sparser. And you quickly start to notice that what vegetation is left up here is scorched in places. You find the body of a bullet. Its body partially buried under rubble. The air is dry and not humid, even though you are a little bit further up and out of the forest and the humidity that comes with it. It's not usually this dry and hot. And there's an unsettling quietness once again.
Interlist. Draken kind of either poisonous or diseased or infected. So either naturally poisonous or infected disease. Black scales. Unnatural heat and dryness. But ring any bells? Or just add it to the list of things to think about?
Not heard of anything that can do that. I don't know of any type of dragons that are that way inclined.
Are we finally going to meet a Tarask?
I mean, it'll be exciting. I mean, no one's seen a Tarask in this lands for many years.
I've been petitioning for Toaz to have a Tarask for years, but nobody's listened to me. This is all actually out loud, the first words spoken aloud. But they've always said no. But if we've suddenly got one, that could be very exciting. We'll have to have new methods for looking after them, making sure they don't hurt the other animals.
I mean, I don't want to doubt our own power, but from what I know, a Tarask is a pretty powerful beast, but I'm sure we could handle it. Shakes his head, instantly doubting himself, like, oh no. No, but...
It's not well, whatever it is.
No.
That's the thing to remember, it's not well. But maybe, we never know. All good things come to those who vibe.
So, although the bullet is partially buried, it does look like it was attempting to burrow away. But its body is still there, and the body is much more intact than the other one is.
Yeah, I think let's go have an examination of this bullet, you know.
Would you like to make an investigation or a nature check?
I'll make nature. Once again, giving myself guidance now. Help. Perfect. I'll make that over a 19 or actually I rolled 2 15s, so it's I rolled a d4, so 19. So as we're like poking at it with like a stick, because again, I assume if it's the same corruption, and you know that because the hippogriff kind of burst a bit, where it was just like, oh no, poke.
You can tell that the bullet has burns that have seeped into the cracks of its very rigid, armoured skin. And it sort of has lined the sides of its hide and then gone into the cracks. With the rolls from before and the rolls that you've just gone down now, you've consistently rolled incredibly high. And it's at this point, it changes from burns from a flame to burns from acid.
Convey. Acid. So, actually, yeah, Amanita. So, black dragons, what are they? What kind of element are they?
would you like to make either a nature or history check?
Yeah.
I feel like even you had a 27 before, actually, so no. With the 27, you know for a fact dragons are black dragons, very rare, have acid.
Black dragons have acid.
Oh.
Megan does acid as well, but she's like a flower drake. But it made me interested learning about other kinds of acid dragons. So there's so many of them. Yeah, it's definitely a dragon.
Right. Okay. Actually, no. To keep going on that note, like you're talking about like subspecies. Are there any others that aren't just like dragon, like less?
Ooh.
Maybe something smaller.
Let me think about it and consult the vibes in my brain.
I wouldn't try and rush you.
So, a dragon worm or a young wormling generally they haven't developed their acid properly yet. And it's very rare for younger dragons, specifically like draglings or wormlings, to hunt and not take, or to not burn something down to the point where they can consume it. In fact, for most monsters and animals, it's very rare for them to kill anything for fun. It happens very rarely. There's only very specific monsters, and generally you stay quite well away from them that hunt for fun. Now, when things change in the natural cycle of dragons, certainly chromatic ones, is when they become young dragons to ancient, is when sentience begins to kick in and they begin to have wants and feelings, and that's when they begin to develop hordes, things like that. It's more of a natural instinct when they're a wormling to collect things and stuff, but once they become a young dragon, they start to think. So it's still rare for a dragon to go down and just kill shit for the sake of it. Like, even dragons try to keep to themselves. They like what they have and they keep what they have and they don't mess with it. So just to be killing for fun, it could be.
It's really weird. I think it's got to be a younger one, if only because older ones have their own thing going on, but young.
Right.
And if it was like a leaf dragon that does poison, like Meg, then you'd see all of the different signs of like leaf remnants and mushrooms, because they do it. It's like a natural poisons rather than an acids. So I think it's like a younger wormling. It's weird though. So I think it's been hurt and it's doing something, because it's not. If it was normal, it would have been collected or eaten or both. But it's just there.
There are no eating marks. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, this just looks like it hasn't eaten any of the bullets. It's just
killed it.
Yeah. 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 Well,
but also, bullets are a nightmare to kill.
Yeah.
Because they spend the majority of their time underground in dens. And this group that you've got here, you have about 5 or 6 of them, you know, for a fact, that live in these Rockies. That are part of a group that you keep watch over. More, I say you, including the Sanctuary as such. Yeah. But you'd all be aware of a lot of the local places that you have around you that you'd stay away from. Certain seasons, stuff like that, when they're breeding, things like that. You know, when they're more likely to be approachable, stuff like that. Bullets generally are just not approachable. But they're a nightmare to get hold of. Whenever you've tried to capture one to do any sort of checks or health worries, or if one of them's got one of those, you had a real issue with these dietics at one point. Ugh. And you had to go around de-ticking all of like the massive creatures. And the bullets were just the very last ones, because you just couldn't catch them, because any time they'd spot you, they'd just go underneath.
Also trying to tag them.
So for another wild animal slash monster to go after them is rare. It's like sport.
Rabies. It's definitely rabies.
I mean, we're not discounting it yet. Or just to click, just so if you're trying to Google it.
Looks between you, doesn't know who to speak to.
As I get pointed out.
Point at each other.
Yeah. Point at Stephen now.
Stephen, okay. Stephen, in your head. If it is a dragon, also now that the excitement of it being a Tarask has passed, it's back to psychic speaking. If it is a dragon, if you can all get me within touching distance, I should be able to just... Like, I've got something I can do where I can tell what's wrong with it, if I can just give it a tap.
How are you? And can I talk back to you?
Yeah.
How are you with heights?
I don't like them, but I can deal if it's for a dragon.
Okay, I might be able to get you there a bit quicker. Gesture to my wings on my back.
Oh my god, when did you get wings?
They've been under my robes the whole time.
Never paid attention.
Boo. Boo.
Boo.
Amanita, you just get in your head. Did you know that Stephen had wings?
He's a bird.
They were arms before.
He just flaps really hard.
Does this make him an insect because he's got 6 limbs?
I'm afraid it does, like a centaur, yes.
Yeah.
I'm one of those Aarakocra that has arms and wings.
Not to all, you're not.
You are insect now. That is how you were classified.
We're really good at documentation of the animals here. We're like, update, insect.
Species.
Yeah.
A bird. Vibes. Insect. Underline. Highlight. Circle.
That's not bad for like D&D creature. It's like, okay, it's got the build of this, but it's got the vibes of this. You know, it's just, yeah.
I feel like all is individual bestiary of notes on everything in the reserve also has notes on the humans and the sentient people.
Oh,
just so that I can keep on top of anything to just kind of mush them all together. So update Steven Seagull.
I will say...
The conspiracy board!
Oh, no. Not again. Don't need one for just a one-shot.
And
we
yet...
need them for everything.
I will say, with your role to identify the bullet's cause of death, you can see a trail of almost dribbled scorched earth leading away from the scene of the crime, pointing to an area that's currently sort of like a no-go, as it's a very deep, ancient part of the forest. And it's mainly a no-go because you have quite a few creatures that are in season down there, so it's just super dangerous.
Oh, I mean, okay. Also, because I sent a message to be like, we are going this way, we're doing... It's almost like I put like down a flag or something near the boulette to let the people coming afterwards to go, another thing we need to make sure nothing gets concealed.
Wait a moment. Just tie it all up. Flagpole in my bag of holding. There you go.
It's a different character, but we have had a character who just carries around signs, very similar vibes. So like, just like this. Fight, Stephen. I think that will help. Make sure. Yeah. No. I for one think it's dangerous if, especially now they're in mating season, that if this dragon's down there, it might be going after some of the others. But we've got to be, as we know, we've got to be very careful. And I think we've got to be very quiet. Try not to upset them.
Have you ever seen dragons that have crossed with other animals? They're like dragons in disguise, like corgis. Wait, what's a corgi? I don't know. That's a kind of dragon.
Well, those little...
Bush, they're a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're famous for their incredible fluffy butt.
Oh, it's a fluffy plant. Just like... Yeah, okay, right. So, onwards, we're thinking. Just checking. We're thinking that this thing might be confused or hurt. We're still trying to help, right?
If I can give it a tap, we should be able to know what's wrong pretty quickly.
Right. Okay. So we'll try and get you as close as possible. Anyone else got any bright ideas before we go down there?
Don't let it bite you if it's rabies.
We're not discounting it.
Huddles and scarf a little more.
Yeah. As long as it's not dietetics again, I think we're probably going to be okay. That was terrible.
That was a tough week.
If it does break out into a fight, then we need to try and be in a more open space so that we can maneuver and get away. If we're all bunched up, it's not going to be good for us, and we will not find inner peace.
Namaste.
But we will find final peace if we don't spread out.
Oh.
Can I get a fresh round of stealth checks from you? As I'm assuming, are going to head deeper into the ancient forest.
18.
You do have inspiration. If it's that bad.
Oh, that is that bad.
I can also do
I
guidance.
think I'm going to have to use it.
If anyone needs it, I can add a d4.
Okay.
Oh no.
I got a 27.
Okay.
I am.
Science bros.
Better. So shoot.
Josh, do you need the guidance?
Please.
Guidance. Come on, Tom.
I'm making. Oh shit! That's the same roll.
Add a 2, Josh. It's not perfect, but it's something.
So I'm a halfling. Okay. So wait.
Luck.
I know that's what I'm.
Yeah.
Oh come on. Okay, that's so bad, but at least it's not all one. Okay, so Megan rolled a 6, and
Nice.
I with the reroll, I rolled also a 6.
Oh, you need the D4 more than I did.
That's fine.
Add 2 then.
We're bait. I feel that as soon as we realise that we are not helping, we are going off in a different direction.
hit me with all numbers. We got a 27. Cinerus.
18.
18. Okay, we'll put you two in that corner. Stephen, Siegel, and Amarita. How bad is your corner?
2 6s.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll put you right.
Yeah, 2 6s for me and Megan, and
I need a graph corner.
Scales like in a minute.
Yeah.
My first roll was a 4. My second roll with advantage was a 9. So that is with the D4 I rolled a 4. So that's 16 in total.
Okay.
Okay, so
balance it a bit.
I'll pop you in with the other corner now.
Come join us.
You head down, and to most people maybe a little daunting, the darkness that sort of surrounds this dense, shadowy part of the forest. But it's safe. It's comforting to you. But as much as you're relying on the forest and the feelings and the safety that you have around it, you have this dark and eerie feeling, and the occasional rustles that you found so delightful and exciting to be like, oh, what's that, are making you jumpy and uncomfortable and not excited because you're like, even if it is a very cute little rabbit, I don't know if I want to find out of these unseen creatures in the grove. The forest itself is thick with hawthorn underbrush, so it's quite uncomfortable traveling through it. And huge towering trees that have multiple canopy levels. You come round, and you're only traveling maybe 2 hours, and Cinerus, you're every now and again spotting these dribbles of acidic damage that's creating and breaking rule number 1, don't make paths in the forest, creating a path for you to follow. Your heart drops and your heart breaks as you come around the corner and you can see dead 2 adult owlbears. And that's where we're going to take our break. Because apparently I'm awful and I really want to just break your hearts as soon as we go to break. So I'm going to give you a minute to process that and we'll come back to it. Thank you so much for watching the first half. We've got a little over, so we'll have a nice little break and we'll come back in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Where's my union rep? You can't do this to us.
We gave you a list of we gave a list of the animals that we love, and now bears up there at the top, up there with kobolds. You wouldn't hurt a kobold, would you?
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited roll-together dice. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase.
Big love to our D20 club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
And welcome back. I hope we've recovered from the shookuff news that I delivered right at the very end of the first half. But in the dense, shadowy part of thick forest, we can see the bodies of 2 adult owlbears. You can see the owlbears have puncture wounds that seem that they were made by a large reptilian creature. Large, deep claw marks on nearby trees indicate the creature was definitely here. You come to the conclusion through the last bodies that you found and the evidence that you've seen that you think pretty confidently that this is a black dragon. Maybe a wormling, or maybe something bigger. Amanita, Stephen, and Cinerus, how close are you to the bodies of the dead owlbears?
I think I'm going to get quite close. I think my concern is overweighed my... Actually, can I make some sort of, like, intelligent... Because there's a mixture between me being like, don't get too involved, be sort of scientific, and also me being like, I love owlbears, they're so fluffy and lovely. I'm just going to make, like, an intelligence, see how I do. 11. Yeah, I think I'm close. I think I'm getting up. I also, because I want to check how recent these wounds are. You know, is there still heat to the body, and etc.
Yeah.
So, yeah, up close.
Make your investigation check.
Thank you. Investigation.
I'd say for Stephen, it's more of a case of, and this is, I'm sorry to ask you this question, Mike, but do owlbears class as avian creatures?
I'd assume hybrid between.
I don't
Actually,
know
no. I think they are bears.
Yeah.
They're part of the dire family.
Yeah.
If I remember.
They're very good at jumping, but they can't fly.
No, I'm pretty sure they're bears, and that they're like a dire version.
Yeah. So for Stephen, yes, it's sad that these creatures have died. He, same as how Orla has like more of an affinity for aquatic creatures, I have more of an affinity for alien creatures. So yes, I'm sad about it, but I probably wouldn't get too close because I'm looking up in the trees to see if there are any birds around, because dragons and birds, not a good mix.
Make a perception check for me.
And I like bears. That's my thing. Bears.
Well, the first thing I did was roll a wisdom check for myself to see if I was stuck in the vibes of feeling sad or being productive about it. So that's ended up well for me. Good then. So, look. It's just really influenced by like the nature around us, and grass just goes, you know? So, but I'm just going to be looking at, again, if Cinerus is looking at the bodies, again, I want to be looking at the tracks, seeing if like, kind of just seeing if the grass and the earth itself and the little buggies that are in it and the little lizards on can kind of give me like, where is this going? What's kind of any size of like shape from and how big it might be from where it's landed? Any kind of like crime scene investigation.
Let's throw another investigation out there, and then we'll come back to Cinerus. What did you roll?
I got investigation. I got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Very good. I don't think you have really rolled below a 20 in this entire game.
Weirdly, yeah, no.
I love being a halfling. It's amazing.
They're piled up, and your heart drops. Oh, I do like saying that word apparently tonight. Your gut twists. There we go. That's better.
Oh, a different organ here. Yeah.
As you recognize it as Fowl and Snow, forever mates.
No. Oh. It's worse because you gave them names. Yeah. Yeah. No, these are my buddies.
They were married.
They were. Yeah. I mean, owlbears are very packed animals. They stick together. They're very monogamous and big family. But yeah, no, that's.
But that isn't entirely why your gut has turned. The other reason is they look like they've been piled on top of each other and placed somewhere they didn't initially die. There's no semblance of a fight. There's no scratch markings, anything like that. They've just been placed in this sort of semi-clearing in this incredibly dense forest. Stephen, what was your perception check?
7.
Even.
Stephen 7.
You can tell there aren't any birds around, but that's about it. Amanita.
Thanks to being a halfling, a 22.
A 22. So you can tell that they've been placed, and it actually looks like the bodies have been placed intentionally.
Okay.
Maybe because it's a trap. And at this point, I wasn't ignoring you all, Orla. It's because you weren't seen. Because of your 27, you are stood just to the side. I'm going to give you about 30-foot distance, sort of on the opposite, semi-opposite side, as you can see, as Cinerus is sort of taking a knee, but keeping a relative distance, and Stephen and Amarita just behind Cinerus, you see the foliage begin to almost shimmer, and you realize that that isn't foliage, that's scales. And those scales aren't trees. That's the curled up body of a reptilian creature as an eye opens and Stephen's head silhouettes the eye.
I telepathic message to Stephen. It's behind you.
It's Stephen's head for a second. I thought my head was going to be gone. I did the whole, and turn around.
And it's disturbingly close as it rises up and it shows its full body. Amanita, you can tell immediately this isn't a youngling, and it's pretty close to adolescence, but you'd say it's still on the side of maybe a young. But the main things that we're just going to hold on to that 27 from ages ago. From your knowledge, is it looks pretty gangly thing and not looking very well. As it rises up, it's still large and it's still big and it's still scary. As it rumbles and you feel the ground vibrate slightly. And it looks towards you, slithering down the sides of its mouth. You can see this horrible acid liquid dropping like drool off its mouth as it stares down at Cinerus, Stephen, and Amanita. It does not seem to have seen you.
I would like to be very quietly, very stealthily trying to make my way to some point at its body, not near its head, if I can.
Because I have the speech of the wood, which I know is for beasts, but can I make some sort of... No, I'm not trying to handle it like animal handling, but just being able to go, does it look like it's about to strike us, or is it just a little bit like, what do you want? Are we in danger?
Make an insight check.
Just look up and go, I'm in danger.
I word my... as I guide myself. That is a 14.
A 14. You feel like you look real tasty right now.
Right, okay, so to the others, I think if you could try and get some distance from this thing, I think that's for the best. I can get myself out of here, but I think you two need to back off. I realise I'm also now doing the Jurassic Park, like, whoa.
Okay, so let's picture for a moment. I'm going to give you a bit of leeway. Time slows just a bit, and we're going to come back out and as players. You're going to get an action each. Now, you can choose that to go on the aggression, of course, or you can choose to try do something else, which could include a history check on dragons or a different move. Be as creative as you want to be. But each of you get action each. And then it's up to Evie whether you'd like to react before or after you see what they've done. You can try and react or clean up the damage. Totally up to you.
Clean up our bodies.
Okay, time will speed back up. I'm going to go with Stephen first.
Can I seduce the dragon?
You can certainly try.
We keep having this conversation.
What? Birds are descended from dinosaurs and dragons, aren't they? Or should be all right.
Breathing that Steven Seagal charm that we know and love.
Megan is the other side away from you.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Steven Seagal charm, I would like to try and use persuasion to talk to the dragon.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I was hoping that you wouldn't say that.
Add a d4.
Add a d4.
So that's a 5. That's a 8. So, and that's a 1. So that's 5, 1. That's a 10 total.
What do you say?
I was like, hello there. We just came up to see what was causing all the problems, and we can see that you look a little bit ill. Just wanted to see if you needed any help and to ask you to stop killing our friends. Please? It's not how you obtain inner peace.
You hear this deep rumble. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Ooh.
Perfect.
Me and Talia have both raised our hands.
Funny thing, my previous class that this character did.
I also speak Draconic.
Everyone but the person speaking to him speaks Draconic.
So, although in the beautiful sense, I guess I would allow Ola to basically send psychically the translation. So
Yeah, I'll do that.
you hear this deep rumble, and this would usually indicate the beginning of a sentence in Draconic. It's deep and punctuated. You can see the upper lip begin to curl, and Stephen, you're not entirely sure if you're about to get eaten or if it's about to speak. It's kind of a 50-50 chance right now. The little caretaker. You've come to play. Got two options, really, haven't we? I eat you quickly, or you run away with your little feetsies and don't return. And it sort of moves closer, and its nose is almost like at Stephen's beak. I'm going to open actions up to Cinerus or Amanita, depending on who's got an idea. If not, we can carry on.
Have you got an idea? Because
I do.
Okay, you go first.
So if I'm close enough that I'm in it getting at me, I want to just be able to break free. When I do a combo move, I'm a halfling, so I've got a kind of sort of nimble. I can move through any kind of spaces. I'm naturally stealthy. I can hide easy, and I have a decent animal handling. So I would like to essentially combo those together to essentially stealthily move Megan and myself out from where this dragon is hiding into kind of a different, darker corner.
Okay.
Hide.
I'm okay with that, but the restrictions I'm going to give you are, due to your justifications, which I totally agree on, you are going to be able to do it with a D4, but with the extra D4, you still have to do it at disadvantage. So you're good at it, but this is still a difficult task.
can I possibly level out? Because what I'm going to do is going to be kind of noisy, so as a bit of a distraction. So I'm kind of like, because I said to these two, get yourself, I'm going to do something. So I'm happy to, again, I know it's a bit wibbly wobbly.
No, we're not in initiative, so duo away.
Yeah.
Right. So just, are you implying, Tom, distraction means straight roll?
Yes, so make it flat, yeah.
Okay. Bless me, roll 20 dice. No. No, that's not quite. Okay. Dirty 20.
Beautiful.
That beats. It's passive.
Oh my god.
You pull away as its sort of eyes are like hyper focused on Stephen, and then it flicks to Cinerus and sort of flicks back, and it almost isn't entirely sure if you were there at all before, and it doesn't seem to care enough as it switches back to Stephen and Cinerus.
You can do the plant trick, but we can also do the plant trick.
Okay.
She smoke.
Yeah.
And disappear.
Fog cloud.
There's just suddenly a giant leafy mushroom over in the corner that wasn't there before.
Your action, Cinerus? What were you doing?
So, this is slightly sort of a little bit of reskinning something, but I think it all works out. This is me using my spirit totem as you watch as from this horrible pile, a spirit of an owlbear rises up. You know, basically me as the vengeance. So this is me doing spirit totem with bear as this thing just gets up and loudly goes, whoo! Which part of it is like, also that's a warning. If anyone can like understand owlbear, that's danger, like the birds. So I think all the birds are setting off. You all, because everyone's within 60 feet, we all get 10 temp HP and now have advantage on stealth checks and strength saving throws within that 60 feet. So, Stephen, I don't want to meta here. If you're planning to suplex this thing, you've got advantage.
That is it. That startles the dragon enough. Yeah. And this is when, especially Amanita, you notice this creature, although imposing and scary, is jumpy and a little skittish, but nasty nonetheless. Almost maybe inexperienced. As it rears back, and it looks like it's preparing to cover Cinerus and Stephen. This is your chance, Ola.
Okay. Can I get up to a flank?
Yeah, that'd
Okay.
be fine. You with a 27, it literally didn't see you at all.
Before I reach out, I have a telepathic link, and I do say, I'm on your side, and I'm here to help. And I kind of reach out to put a hand on its flank as I use Gaze of Two Minds, which is an Eldritch invocation. And the reason that I sent a message first is because I've now realised that the creature needs to be willing. I'm trying anyway. If it works, I will perceive through its senses until the end of my next turn. So I'll be able to know kind of what it's feeling in its body, what's kind of wrong if it works.
Is it just a straight up has to be willing, or can you have a crack at it with a saving throw?
Let me see. It does straight up that it has to be willing. Damn.
I'm happy to. Let's give it a saving throw because I'm going to say it's surprised.
Okay.
It's surprised.
So,
I'll go with-
Are we happy with a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, with save works.
That's only a 10.
That fails. My spell save DC is a 14.
And so you get to see what's going on in its little mind or big mind to you guys. It startles you as you see death. Black blight. This creature's intention isn't to settle here. It isn't to escape something. It's a young dragon that's been forced out of its cave or dwelling where its parents were. It's come of age, and now it's expected to go create its own lair. This creature has seen this space that has barely any humanoids and has thought, you know what, I'm going to scorch the earth. I'm going to blight it to the point where I have myself my little army, and I'm going to own it. And nothing is going to stop me. It's also weak. It's traveled for many miles to get to this point, and it looks like it's kind of been beaten out of a lot of places it's tried already. Some by its own siblings, and some just by the township coming together and ousting it. But it wants this place. This place is tasty.
Okay. I think I know my strategy as I kind of pull out and I have that psychic link and I do kind of say to it, you can have this place. Absolutely. This can be your lair, but you've been through a lot. Why not let us look after you for a little while until you're ready to really stake your claim, just buying us time.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Ooh, I can do that. What do I have in that? Okay, I've got +3. Well, one was a nat 20. Unfortunately, I don't get that, but the other was an 18.
Ooh.
So that's 21.
21. It leans back, and you can see the drool of acid kind of settles back down again. Stephen, you kind of get like a little bits that have dripped on you, and you're like, watch the feathers. And it kind of cocks its head. What's the offer?
I will try and say this out loud so that my colleagues can hear. Let us look after you, get you back to full strength, so that you can start your draconic career on an absolute high note and make the best lair that you possibly can. And when you're well, maybe it will be here. Maybe you'll fancy somewhere even nicer, but we'll tackle that when it comes to it. Our priority is making sure you're well enough to enjoy your adulthood.
And he sort of breathes out through his nostrils, and again, Stephen's like,
And you don't eat us while we're looking after you. That's also a request on our part.
This place does have a lot of sustenance. This is not in my nature to receive. I must take. It is part of what makes us strong. And you can see it's like it's almost repeating words that have been taught to it. Like, this is what you have to do. You have to go out, and you have to kill and take and claim. And it's got that hatred curl in its mouth. It's not fighting you. It's because it's weak that it is listening to you.
Mike, are there other dragons here in the reserve?
A couple.
Well,
mostly wormlings that have essentially been runts that have fallen from the sky, struggled to, and most of them aren't in fact, none of them are chromatic.
I think
all of them, bar some of the fairy types. You've got a couple of, but a lot of fairy type chromatics and more just chaos than evil. Although some argue that chaos is evil, but they're just grumpy.
I concern in the back of my head is the fact that dragons are very territorial, and I'm being like, sort of like mentally trying to go, okay, where can we put this dragon that is? Because I'm worried about the wormlings. I could imagine this dragon coming and trying to attack the innocent little wormlings. And again, I'm trying my best not to look at this dragon now because I'm very angry that 2 of my very good friends are dead, and there's also a ghost here. I've kind of had a little bit like move the ghost's head to a side. It's like, oh, I know. Don't look at it. Yeah. So this is we could easily bring this dragon in. We could find territory for it. We're not going to have to kick anyone out. We're not going to have to...
The question really is, so there's 2 things I think at this point could be pointed out. The first one is it's weak, maimed, and not very well, yet it's still just killed for fun, is your first thing. The second is more on Amanita's side, from the knowledge that she has of dragons, is they don't really just stay in their lair. They claim land. They destroy the space. And it's not even just they just kill everything that moves. They kill everything that lives. The ground, the trees. To keep this thing alive is going to be a nightmare. And to keep it from... It's basically a human in our world. What does it do? It destroys everything it touches. Natural space is turned into desolate wasteland.
I'm looking at it and
it's a walking eco-disaster.
I know when I look at it, I know that we can't leave it.
So this is sort of the decision / I guess point we've come to. It kind of curls and heads round the bodies of the owlbears, and it's almost like a rabid animal with its prey, and it kind of like almost guards it and curls around it like it would be a horde, as this young dragon probably has never had anything worth crawling around, and it kind of rears its head back, and it's like a snake almost wanting to strike at you, but it lets you move. It lets you sort of almost come together, but it's watching you.
Is there a way, because so my thing is that I'm looking at it now, what I know about the dragons, and my emphasis is on protecting my drake, the wormlings and the drakes that we have, and the natural plants and the environments, and I do not trust it. So I want to go and see if I can get Ola to notice me so that she can think at me about, and I can just check, is this a plan that she actually wants to follow through, or is this a tactic for something else, before I decide what I'm doing and how much I might break her heart.
I think that... Wait, sorry, what are you asking?
Basically, with what you're saying out loud, do you mean it? And then so I can respond to you going, it's only going to abide until it's healthy, and then it will destroy everything anyway. It's going to be a really hard... So I'm just... That's the... Okay. But I need you to link to me so I can respond to you.
I link and I just say, I'm completely genuine. You get the equivalent of like an emoji with little, like, teary, massive puppy dog eyes.
Okay. When it grows up, it's not old enough to be reasoned with. The only reason ancient ones are reasonable is because they're bored with all the destruction they do, that this is something else. It will destroy everything, and the drakes, and the wormlings, and Megan.
It might not if we re-socialize it. Maybe it just needs to be taught a better way. It's young enough to be taught that, right?
Maybe beat it up a little to show that we can if we want to, and then be nice to it.
That
just so it knows
trust.
It's not going to be nice just because we decide to be nice to it. We need to teach it that there will be consequences to bad actions.
Like with actual wild animals, we need to show that we're dominant. I am just picturing Life of Pi, just blowing a whistle, going, "No, stay." I'm in charge, Richard Parker.
Otherwise, it's gonna murder everything. And Cineris has already said.
I say quietly out the side of I just say Shelley out the side of my mouth. Just. I know I'm not part of this, but
yeah, it will kill Megan and Shelley.
Literal tears now just appearing. I don't want that, but it deserves a chance, doesn't it?
Beat it up and ask it again.
I did kind of do this just thinking it would just buy us some time to get more people round, and then we could get more experts in on the conversation. Do we need to beat it up now?
If it was a wormling, no. Dragons, kind of.
I think because it's quiet that the owlbear is like pacing close enough to again be a distraction so these guys can have a conversation.
I don't want to, but it's if it had killed because it was hungry, or killed just and taken them, that would be one thing. But it's getting a bit mean.
I say back to the dragon, would you stop being mean to my friends for a little bit so we can sort this all out?
Make another persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Add a D4.
I didn't think today would go down this route, but here we are. So with disadvantage, that is 12, 13, 14, 15.
Add 3 for guidance.
Add 3. 18.
And cocks its head. Sure.
Insight. Animal insight.
I would like
trust
to
it.
insight as well, please. Actually, no, I don't know. It sounds sure, so I'm not going to insight it.
15.
I translate.
I will now insight it.
But do you also do the sure? What's the mental thing like? Sure.
Yeah, it's more like, it said sure.
You believe it's telling the truth. Sorry, what did you roll? You rolled a 15 insight.
Yes.
Stephen?
I've somehow, Mike, I've taken your player rolls.
Oh!
I rolled a 5 for a 10. I think I've rolled above 10 once the entire session.
Welcome to hell, Josh. Nice to have you.
Prepare to fall off something high.
I have
would
wings
anybody
on
else
mine.
like to make an insight roll?
Megan rolled a 16, which is the roll that we are going with for the plan class.
Okay.
Not Amanita's.
Megan gets the vibe of what's happening here.
Megan is a drake. Megan
Yeah.
is a dragonkin.
As far as you can all tell, telling the truth.
Quickly ask the dragon its name.
My name. It scampers and pulls the bodies of the owlbears in closer Crawl.
Crawl. A mighty name for a mighty dragon.
And it like looks down and it chomps and like pulls up half of the body and just begins to eat. Just like watches.
You're all right. You're all right. Okay.
Crawl is being perfectly peaceful and cooperating. I see no reason to beat it up.
I turn to our dragon expert.
Our
What do you
Drexpert.
Drexpert.
Megan also nods in agreement and listens
Yeah.
very carefully.
All right. So we can. We'll find you a place to live, and we'll make sure you get food, and we'll take care of you so you grow up to be nice and strong. Then.
Hurls more as it's chomping away. I like it here. This is nice.
Maybe you just think that because the first place in the, what is this place called?
Well, this is the ancient forest, or the ancient part of the forest of the sanctuary.
This is the first place in the sanctuary that you've seen. You can't settle the first place that you see. You need to go around a little bit and go to some more viewings. We can arrange some viewings. Now we're estate agents, but I don't know.
If all is playing nice cop with this, nice with, I would like, with Megan, we are using our dragonkin knowledge stuff to make one. It's a young dragon, it's been kicked out of its home, it's been beaten up a lot, and it's not sure what it's doing, it's trying to posture. We would like to do we are very disappointed about your choices, and you should really be listening to her while she finds you a good place to go.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, can we do animal handling?
Sure.
I'm just better at it.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
not
think they
trying to
both work. They both totally make sense.
I'm trying not to think about the owlbear cubs, which are out there somewhere. Being like, we're going to have to explain where their parents are.
Well, that's also why I want to move it to
Yeah.
move it to a different place so that the cubs are safe. That is a 25.
Beautiful.
With my dragon above my shoulder just going, we are mad at you. And he will beat you up. And he will also beat you up.
It kind of like curls away, clearly like in fear, but it's like, I promised I'd be good. I did.
And we
I
believe
promised.
Gets a reassuring pat from Orla.
Orla's gonna find you a nice place to go, somewhere that you can be protected and safe, and listen to her suggestions and not cause havoc. Like a good little dragon.
How confused is Stephen at the moment?
Stephen's piecing something together.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why our two friends are in the middle of an opening, laid out like a trap, and you were invisible, like you were about to pounce on your prey? Is there something bigger that you're hunting?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I was hunting the most dangerous thing in this forest.
Which is...
This mushroom.
It's just growing out of your hands now. It's just like...
You.
Oh, we're not.
Problem is, I was a little disappointed at first. Only one of you came. But then I was blessed with 4. But you've made a better offer, so I'm being good. I'm being safe. I'm being nice.
Who's the other one?
I don't know. They're swallowed now. All you creatures look the same.
Vomit it up right now. Bad dragon. Wait, no. Vomit it up right now.
You rule. Please don't eat people on 2 legs or that are sentient.
Too late. You taste a little gamey, but okay. And I'm very sorry, angry mushroom lady. I've already disintegrated it inside of me. And he sort of like laughs again, and you can see sort of covering his mouth a load of acid sort of draws down the front of his chin. Make a perception check, whomever wants to.
Yes, please. Instead of rolling the perception check, could I roll? This is a bad roll for me to do, but could I roll a history check to see if there's somebody that we've not seen today?
Good point. Yeah.
Try and work out who it is that might be gone.
The only person that you've seen out and about is Lyra. Everybody else, there's nobody. In fact, nobody's supposed to be here because the animals are in season in the ancient forest.
Can Lyra, as a ability, just disappear? Because she vanished on us. Is that something that she normally does, or did we just watch her get eaten by a dragon and not realise? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I thought she fey teleported.
I thought she ran back, though. That's the
No,
thing.
she vanished. It's been following. Oh.
Or went invisible or something. Oh, we didn't even... We took for granted that we live in a magical world.
That is the problem, where we're like, most of us can travel through trees.
I straight up thought that she just went into the fey thing.
Is my flower still there?
Not a single one of you asked to roll a perception check.
We just assumed it's Ray magic.
Can I roll a history check on how she disappeared, on how she left us?
Yeah.
Does my... if I look
Yeah.
at my flower, is that there?
Yeah, the flower's there. She gave you
Flower's
that.
there.
I'm changing my dice. I'm asking for the. I keep asking for a history check instead of perception, but my history's -1.
You don't remember anything, Seagull.
I rolled above a 10. I rolled an 11 for a 10. It's still
With
double
a 10, she was definitely there. She definitely said she was going to head back and report back. But that was all before she said goodbye, gave that bow, and then as she stepped into the brush, you looked back towards the hippogriff, and when you glanced away, she was gone.
Must be really stealthy. My passive perception is 20. It's just... Oh, God.
I know it won't do any damage, but can I use poison spray to clicker train this dragon, which is scared of me? I just want to gently flick it across the nose.
It kind of like flinches back a little bit. It doesn't seem to like it, but it doesn't bother it too much.
It's not about attacking it. It is. It's about dragon training.
It stops giggling. Anyway.
You're not clever, you're not funny, and you're probably the runt of the litter anyway. You act like it. All ideas and no ability to think sensibly. Bad, naughty. You're not even a dragon, you're a wormling in disguise.
Oh, Orla is taking the damage from the words.
Orla thinks, I was a dragon. You know, I am to...
I was the runt. Oh, no.
Was Lyra part of our group? Did she... Or
She was part of the sanctuary.
She was part of the sanctuary. Folks, this is getting more difficult. It's eaten one of our people. This is... She took a badge. She wanted to be part of the ranger group. Yeah, no, Cinerus is really struggling with this now because it's like, it ate a person. It's got the taste of human flesh now. It's
You didn't like the taste.
too gamey, but what else is it gonna...
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I? Can I? Just looking to everybody else. Can I? Can I?
I mean,
In a piece? Can I?
yeah.
The only problem is my inner piece is really cross.
Yeah. Just think of
Oh, yeah.
all the people. Think
Ola.
of all of our friends that have.
Ola, you need to cut the link, Ola. This is gonna hurt.
Just think of all of our friends that have been taken, and now it's eating one of our really close friends.
I'm never gonna forgive you guys for this. I cut the link.
Hilton, you.
It was going to eat Shelley. We knew
Everybody,
We don't
roll
know
initiative,
that.
I think, is the easiest way to start this off.
Oh no!
What did you get?
You get your surprise round, so it's not too horrific. We'll start with Tom.
I got an 11.
And Evie.
14.
And Josh.
Natural 20 for a 23
Oh,
on
perfect.
initiative.
Well done, Monk.
and Talia.
12.
Okay, got a nice spread. It was good. Steven Seagal, do you want to kickstart our surprise round?
Ola said that they wouldn't forgive us, and Stephen's very much like, I don't want to annoy, but I need to protect my friend. I'm just going to walk up to its leg and I'm just going to punch it. I don't want to do this, but because I don't want to annoy, I don't want to anger Ola, so I'm pulling my punches. That's me saying that it's non-lethal.
Okay.
I want to beat this thing into submission. So that'd be 2 attacks.
Very Pokemon now.
Yeah. That's
It
another
is-
natural 20
Oh,
on one of the attacks.
yep.
And a
Don't forget
12
to roll with advantage as it is surprised.
Oh, okay. So that first roll was with advantage. So that's a natural 20 for a 26. And then again,
definitely
yes. For the second attack, that is a 16, 22 to hit.
And the second one definitely hits.
I am using. I'm going to use my talons to attack it, which is my hands.
You're very talented.
Nice.
Hey. Positive boo.
That's going to be
I
3
get it,
points. 3 points of slashing damage.
Do your fists count as magical?
Not until the next level. 3 points of slashing, 9 points of slashing, and can it please make me I think it's Constitution saving throw, as I use Stunning Strike.
That's a 26.
Okay. To you then, I will then use a Flurry of Blows, and I will attack it 2 more times. That was another natural 20 then, but it was an 8. That is 25 to hit. No, sorry,
Yep.
23 to hit.
Still hits.
And 22 to hit.
Both hit.
So it's going to be 6 points of slashing, 5 points of slashing, and can it make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Ooh, you're going to go knock it prone. That's a 23. I've stolen your rolls.
You have. Yeah, I've done all the damage, but all my other stuff doesn't seem to be doing anything. So that is.
With the damage, look, it's not going to do anything. But can Megan basically have infused one of those punches with a poison strike to add to the clicker train?
Sure. As it kind of like it winces like a wounded animal, but then you can see almost shake it off, and you can see the anger, the fury, and the evil in its eye switch. And it's not out of betrayal, it's just like, this was inevitable. Time for you to get eaten. It is now...
My wings furl out,
generous.
and I'm going to fly straight up.
How long have you had wings?
Does that count as an opportunity?
I'm moving out of its threat range because I'm going to fly 40 feet in the air, so probably.
It is going to claw at you. That's a natural 20 for a 27.
No, that doesn't hit. I'm sorry.
I'm not playing anymore.
I wish.
As it slams
I'm just
into you.
Doing my crit rules.
For it's only 13 slashing damage. As it throws you, it pulls out its claw, and it's still holding on to the owlbear bodies. So, and it kind of like strikes out, and it slams you to one side, and you like slam into a back of a tree, and then kind of pull yourself off and push up into the air. It did not like you for doing that, but also didn't feel great. The return fire. It is now Cinerus.
So Cinerus begins running again, not fully using, like as a Harrigan jumps forwards, wild shapes. The animal that Cinerus really likes is the Zorbo. For those of you who have never seen a Zorbo, it's a koala. It's just
Koala.
It's koala. When I was talking earlier about the nuts that light up, that's the tree that the Zorbo lives in, and like just hits it to light it up, and so you just see these lights in the tree, and these koalas, who are actually, I say the koalas, for those of you who know about the drop bear, this, as it transforms into this, like, we've been talking about rabies, this rabid-looking koala, where, so Zorbo is here, kind of because I've got the mobile feet, so what I'm doing is like I'm clawing it as I run along and then jumping off to land in one of the trees. So let's see if does a 21 hit.
That absolutely hits.
Amazing. So that's 1, 2, 5 points of slashing damage. I seem non-magical because I'm just a beastie. Also, Again, it's not wearing armor, it doesn't have a magical shield, and it doesn't have a magical item that helps with its AC. So, fun fact, Zorbos will destroy your armor if you get a chance. Also, cannibalistic. They eat each other, and they also like eating humanoids. So, Zorbo version of me is like, yeah, of course I'd eat a person. But, just like, no, stop it. So, claw, 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 and then leap off into one of the trees.
Does a Zorbo get multi-attack?
It doesn't mention it getting it. I'm a level 5 druid. I'm trying to think. Do you get?
It can have multi-attack.
Thank you, Mike. Then it is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
Then 2 and 5, 6 points of flashing again.
Nice start.
Also, for interest, as I hit the tree and cling on, my fur starts transforming. I take AC from whatever I'm holding on to. So now I've got the AC of 15 because I'm holding on to wood. These are great. I love these. I just this koala bear going. Also, my owl bear's also there going. Ooh! So that's still up. That's my bonus action, that's my action, that's my movement. I don't think I'm hiding in the tree, I'm just holding on to it. Yeah.
Amanita.
Cool. I am going to bonus action Hunter's Market with these, and then I am going to also use my spirit totem to do that. Okay. So if a bear could become an owl bear, could a hawk become a hippogriff?
I think at this point I've said yes too many times. I can't really back out of it anymore. So sure, why not?
It's just it's the skin of the thing rather than.
So using the hawk, it's a bit hawkish. I'm not sure I can do it every round, but I can use a reaction to grant an ally advantage on an attack, but also advantage on perception. So if it disappears again, we can try and have a better chance of, now that we know it can go invisible. So I'm looking for it. And then that's my action and movement. I'm kind of just going to circle around it. And then Megan's going to bite it.
Have to go.
Dragon on dragon.
I bet jump.
That is... Oh, that's marvelous. Oh, yeah, here we go. There we go. That is... Oh, I'm sounding so positively. It's the worst roll ever. I rolled a 1. I just can't understand that I did. Okay, yeah, I rolled a 1. Good for her. Megan tries to bite it and...
Do you want to use your reaction to give her advantage? Do you want to burn that at this point? Using your hawk thing?
Yes! Let's do that. That is a 25.
That definitely hits.
Okay. So 1d6.
Let her do a jump.
Yeah. That is 4 points. I can't do math. 7 points of normal piercing damage, but it is just chomping and notably flanking.
Smarts. And speaking of flanking, I'm assuming you're still sort of at the back where you were touching the dragon. Ola, what would you like to do?
I'm very conflicted right now. How is the dragon looking with all these various kids?
Looks fairly unbothered.
Unbothered. Okay.
Well, I say fairly health-wise, it looks fairly unbothered. Itself looks rather miffed.
I am going to. Okay, I'm gonna try this. It's probably not gonna work because no one wanted to take the non-violent option, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I am going to take a skill I learnt in therapy, and use create or destroy water to put a cold rain on the dragon's head to try and shock it out of its rage, and just say aloud to everyone, "Just stop a minute, please. It agreed to be nice."
I will give you the fair context now that the roll will be incredibly difficult, but you can try and make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. It's futile, I know. I've role-played my way into a corner.
As for Ola, Amanita did no violent actions. Megan bit the dragon up.
You don't get to play.
Don't you
that
blame
game.
Megan? Megan is a saint.
I got an 8 on persuasion.
It is pissed off. It sort of looks at you, goes, "I had to pretend to tell you the truth and everything, and look what you've done.
I just wanted to help.
You lied."
I didn't, they did.
Any bonus checks?
I would like to bonus action hide.
Yep. Roll me a stealth check.
Yep. 14 plus 8 is 22.
Ooh.
22.
Yeah.
Very good.
22. So that was very high.
Steven Seagal. Seagull.
Gull. Steven Seagull.
You've seen it snap. I mean, you don't understand what it just said to Orla, but it seemed to really upset her.
And Orla was also talking to it in head.
How are you
Yeah, so-
actively translating still?
No, talking to the dragon in head, so I didn't
Oh, of
hear any
course.
of that.
He's just very cross and just roared in Orla's face.
And Orla cried and went to hide.
And now I can't see Orla anywhere. I feel incredibly bad. But I will fly down and I will attempt to attack it twice. Is there any way for me to try and get flanking for advantage?
Megan is still right up there. So you could attempt to get on the opposite side, but that would put you together with at least Megan, Amanita, or Cinerus, even though Cinerus is sort of on a tree.
Okay, I'll fly down just because the plan is to fly. I'm basically going to do a swoop. I'm going to fly in, strike it, and then fly away again.
Okay.
So I shall do that with advantage for the first attack. Is a 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits.
And, that's a natural 1 on that dice. And a 15. Yeah, 15 to hit on the second.
The 15 does not hit.
Okay, so the first attack is going to be 9 points of slashing damage. This is all non-lethal. Actually, as it's non-lethal, I know it doesn't matter for damage types and stuff, but as it's non-lethal, could I make it bludgeoning damage? So instead of me actually actively using my claws, I'm putting them into fists and punching it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Is what I would prefer to do. And then I'll use my bonus action to do just one strike instead of a flurry of blows. Which will be a 19 to hit.
A 19 hits.
Again, for 6 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
Very nice.
And then I
Please.
swoop back up in the air.
And
Probably a mistake.
because it was a surprise round, its reaction hasn't reset.
Oh.
So it is now Crawl's turn. You're all, so Cinerus, Amanita, and yourself are all in separate spaces. You've all split off.
40
So
feet in the air.
it's miffed off, but for fairness' sake, I'm going to roll a d4. Now, the exciting thing is, you don't know what order you are in on my screen. So we're going to find out. And I think we know where this is going. Who he's going to go for. Cinerus, can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Absolutely. Is this a spell or a magical effect?
Nope.
Amazing. So, Dex. Make a Dex saving throw. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, you pass.
Good.
That is 49 halved.
49, so
Acid damage as well.
half. Suddenly a Harrigan just falls out of a tree.
You just hear that like familiar of you landing on a load of brush.
Again, I got the Harrigan bounce, but I'm just like, strafe.
So that'd be 24, 25.
Yeah, that is enough to... Actually, hold on. 25. Reverse that.
Oh.
as I look back into the... I've got 2 hit points left.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I've also got the... God, I've also got the temp hit points, so that's 15. Yeah, okay. I'm fine.
The temp was while you were in Peregrine form, so I don't think
but it's in the area.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, that's fine then.
Yeah. Reverse it as I land back up in the tree. I'm like...
Do we get those 10 hit points back?
Not... It needs to be cast again, but that's why you're in the... Yeah.
It is now straight on to you, Cinerus.
Okay. I'm going to do a very similar thing as what I've just done, where I'm going to jump off, I'm going to run along its back, scratching, and I'm going to jump in another tree. It's annoying, but it's the act of the Zorbo to drop and to scratch and to run. We begin with... my God, I rolled 19 again. So that's another 20, so 21 to hit.
Very good.
1.
That's the best of good.
4, so 5 slashing, second attack, 4, 6, 7. So yeah, just that 1 slashing, and then off into the tree again.
Very nice. With that, as you sort of pound back down on it, sort of the call and responsing its horrific acid attack on you, it winces back, and for the first time it actually looks like, oh, that one's stung. It's looking like it's almost willing to back away and create itself room and give up the owlbears and start actually like fighting.
Again, hanging by one claw from the tree, just doing this sort of just this tiny little angry bear creature like.
Question, as you hiss at it, do you have a way of being able to jump away from it without incurring an opportunity attack?
Yes, because I'm mobile, so I take...
Fantastic.
Yeah, attack. Yeah. Even if I hit or not, I'm still... Yeah.
Amanita.
Here's the thing, I am very much playing both sides of the argument at the moment. So... It's a stunning trick. I'm going to tangle. I'm going to use Thaumaturgy as my action to double down on the disappointed mum. The Thaumaturgy comes from the Draconic gift from this. So I want to, as I speak Draconic in it, but make that voice louder and deeper as if coming from a parental dragon. With a tit, and like, I'm mad, but I'm also mostly just disappointed. And okay, so I don't believe in corporal punishment. It's just the wrong vibes. But unfortunately, that's kind of just an essential part of dragon communication. So what we're trying to teach you is that you can't be the biggest thing on the hill, that you have to answer to us. And I'm willing to go and be the point of authority, and Orla did not lie to you, and she is willing to be supportive. But you can't be all like, I ate your friends and it was good, because that's just stupid. That is childish dragon behavior, and we will not have that in this sanctuary. We are not trying to hurt you to kill you. We are communicating with you in your essential language. And I don't think it's fun, and none of us like this, so just be a good dragoness. Sit down and stop being all gloaty.
Make a animal handling with disadvantage. This is a very difficult role.
That is fair enough.
Stop being all gloaty.
I could just see me giggling and Oh no. What
Hide,
happened?
Talia, hide from the eyes of the gods. In front of the hippogriff.
Is it a natural one?
No,
Oh.
no. I mean, it's a 9.
Okay.
The problem is that my advantage was a natural 20, so I'm
Oh.
I think you convinced the rest of us. We're like, maybe we won't use violence. You're right. But
You can just see more acid boiling up as it stares at you. Its eyes have gone almost like, instead of being slitted and focused, it's gone into almost like feral mode and wide.
Right.
That's your action. Any bonus actions?
not really that I can do this round. Actually, I've got hand spark up, can't really do anything. My bonuses are all concentration. Yeah, I'm just gonna look very apologetically at Ola, like, I'm trying and it's just not working.
And
then Megan's gonna bite him.
Megan, no.
Ola, what would you like to do?
Oh, Megan rolled a 25 to hit.
Oh, 25 hits.
Megan's goes right after mine, so Megan has a one-track mind. That's a 9 piercing damage.
Megan knows. Megan knows.
Oh, Megan is not rolling non-lethal damage.
Megan longs for violence. This is finally her chance.
Hey, Ola.
Okay. It's kind of looking at everyone and it's like, I guess we have to now. I don't want them to die. And we'll... Hang on, is this an action or a bonus action? I think this is an action. From my hiding place, I will point to a point in front of the dragon and summon my tentacles from the deep, which are these deep blue suckers that just kind of come out from them. As one, actually, just one deep blue sucker just kind of goes around it. Just gonna use the bonus action to pop it on the nose, a little bit reluctantly, just a little boop. And you just hear from the woods, I'm sorry! And that is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits.
Right. 6, 7, 8, 9 cold damage from the bop.
But again, like, hisses out and it's getting more feral and angrier as it's sort of like looking around and it's starting to almost look like a trapped creature pushed into a corner.
If you behave, we'll stop. Probably.
Any bonus actions?
That was my bonus action.
Oh, very good.
Oh no. Wait, I accidentally used 2 bonus actions.
As
Can I
You
use
can use a
one
bonus
line?
action as an action.
You sure?
So if that's how, you can
Yeah,
use
I will
it,
do
one
that.
of the bonuses as an action and the other one as a bonus.
Yeah, it was summon and bop. That was both.
Perfect. There you go. It is now Seagull. What you gotta do? Top of the round.
I am currently 40 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Do I do? How does it look like it might be bloodied, or does it look like it might be, just from a quick glance with my 12 passive? Does it look like it might be coming?
One would say it is looking rough.
Okay. I'm 40 feet in the air. I'm going to fly up another 10 feet. And as I fly up, I pull my knees up, tuck my arms around, pull my wings in, and I'm going to cannonball it. I'm just going to drop out of the sky and cannonball it in the head.
Roll to hit.
This isn't an attack. This is just me falling on it.
Okay. Roll to fall on it.
What would you like me to roll?
Athletics, please.
Okay. That's a 19 rolled. I rolled a 16.
Yeah. Roll me a 2d6 of bludgeoning. Plus... I mean, birds do have hollow bones, so you can't be that heavy.
I'm a seagull, mate.
You're more muscly. I'll give you a +3.
I fully expect to take this damage as well, because I'm technically just falling on it. Actually, no, because I have slow fall, so I don't take 25 feet of damage.
You're fine.
So that is going to be 9 plus 3, so 12 points of bludgeoning damage as I just into it, and then I unfurl and I start kicking away at its head.
It hurts. It did not like that at all.
Okay, I'm going to do my 2 attacks now.
Oh, I'm just going to mention while dice are rolling that its speed is reduced by 10 feet, apparently.
Awesome. So my first attack was a dirty 20 to hit, and my second attack was a 11 to hit, so that won't hit.
The dirty 20 does.
The dirty 20 will be 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And then I will use... as I've kicked at it a couple of times, I'll use that momentum to push off of it, unfurl my wings again, and I will use Step of the Wind to dash. So I only went 10 feet up, so I've still got 30 feet of movement. So I'm going to go 70 feet up this time. So I have 30 feet of movement left, and then I can dash for another 40. So it will get an attack of opportunity against me if it's not already taken its reaction.
Yeah, it's going to try smash you into the ground. That's only a 15 to hit, though.
That is my AC.
Oh. For 12 points.
Owie!
Of slashing damage. It slashes into you. It is now... So it's lost 10. That's still... Amanita, Megan, and Cinerus. Oh no, just Amanita and Megan. You may make opportunity attacks as it unfurls its wings, flaps them, and begins beelining it up into the air, following you. As even with its lost 10 foot, it still can get to you.
The highest out of the two of us was 17.
That does not hit.
Okay, then the other
That
one.
just misses.
Darn it, okay.
And then I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw in the air, please, as I recharged my acid breath.
Oh no! That's rude. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Mike, your dice curse has got me.
It has to happen to someone. I can't do it anymore.
That's a 2 for an 8.
Okay. That's 51 points of acid damage.
Bear with me, Memento, because I need to check if that takes me to my max and outright kills me. I don't think it does, but let me just check.
The fall might.
The full might, because it's going to be... Right, yeah, because it's all going to count as one set of damage, isn't it? So, I fall to the floor 70 feet, which is like a D6 per 10 feet or something.
I need to double check fall damage. I get it wrong every time. So you are correct. It is a d6 per 10.
Okay.
So that's 7 d6 on top of the 51. So you are... Let's just put that together quickly. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that adds another 27 on top of 51.
You needed to roll under 20. That kills me outright. That takes me to, hang on. That takes me to minus 27. That takes me to minus 50. My health total is 43.
Stephen, you fly up as you like smash into, and you're like, yes. And you sort of fly up into your sort of peace position. And then when you open your eyes again, the dragon is right in front of you, flying. As it blasts and you get covered, and all three of you just watch as crunch. Is there any last words from Stephen Siegel as you die?
I didn't find inner peace.
This was supposed to be a cute, fluffy one-shot.
And at that point, Crawl begins to fly away. Now, you do have Hunter's Marks. You will be able to, for 8 hours, I do believe, see where it goes. But it leaves at an incredible speed, and echoing through the valley, he shouts, "You lied to me. I'll be back, and I won't be alone." And that's where we'll end.
Oh,
Nice one shot.
God.
tried so hard.
I was riveted to it. Ate one of our people.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see it.
You wanted your 6-parter, Mike.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining us to be part of this. What started like incredibly strange, getting high, and ended with tragedy. Stephen Siegel lost his fight with the dragon. If you enjoyed tonight, we play D&D every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK time. You can also join us on Friday, again from 6 p.m. UK time. On Friday for other TTRPGs, again at 6 p.m. UK time. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There's also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. Just search for Roll Together RPG and you're guaranteed to find us. A massive thank you to our D20 club on Patreon. There's a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all of the content that we do. You can also find sneaky little bloopers and extra bits and all sorts of silly things. I think there might even be one of this one because we did talk some weird stuff this session.
Impossible. We were so on track.
Tom was in the game. We talked some weird stuff. A big thanks again to our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we're all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Come say hello. We're really excited to hear from you. Thanks for watching and see you again soon.